everyone, it is Monday morning and it's Minecraft day. Look at that. So excited. Everything came together so nicely and it was very stressful this weekend. I was on a time crunch. I had crazy kid crunch but it all finally came together and I could not be more pleased with how my room looks right now, and I think the kids are really going to enjoy it. As you can see, each kid will be getting a Steve head today, so that's going to be very exciting for them. They're going to love it. So I'm going to walk you through what the kids are actually going to be doing today. How are we tying it with curriculum? Because I know I get a few questions with, you know, how do you start with one of these transformations? Well, the idea is you want to, this is the way I do it. This is by no means the only way that we create a transformation. So please don't think that my way is the end all be all, because this is definitely not. But here's how, like in my brain, how I put together a transformation. So I start with a theme. In this case, I thought of the theme of Minecraft. And the reason that I picked Minecraft is because my kids really love Minecraft. They're all about it. They've been reading the books nonstop. They always talk about the video games. So I said, what a great opportunity for me to be able to take something that they're really loving, something that they are very passionate about, and incorporate it with things that they have to learn. So that's how we started. We started off with Minecraft, and then we thought of some different things that will happen in Minecraft. You build a village, that's the bell. My partner teacher is gonna have all the kids over there, so I'm okay. But you're gonna build your village, you'll have animals, but then at night, something really spooky happens because creepers come out and an ender dragon tries to come and attack you, and you have to kind of survive the night almost. So we kind of came up with tasks that we wanted them to do with those ideas in mind, like the games in mind. So when the students come in this morning, they're going to be greeted with their Minecraft heads, and then each kid has a folder. So each group will have a folder like this, and then each kid will have one in their group. So there's like 3 number 8s. So we did the 3 kids for each group. To me, 3 is just a magic number. They work really well together in 3s. You add a 4th person and it starts to get really, people get left out. So I like the number 3, and that's kind of what I stick with. So they're gonna get grouped in their room with my partner teacher this morning. And once they get grouped, they're gonna come in here, they're gonna see it, they're gonna be like, oh wow, that's how they are. So they'll come in and they'll take a seat. I'm gonna present them with the story, and the story is that the village is being under attack. There are animals that are going missing, you know, there are places that are getting lit on fire, and Steve on his travels has discovered a legend of a potion that will defeat the ender dragon. So it is up to us, like the villagers, to all work together to be able to capture this potion, to be able to get the potion, complete all the tasks, so that they could defeat the ender dragon at the very end of the day. So once they have that, and I give them the whole entire storyline, the very first little task that they're going to have is this little Minecraft packet. I did not make it fancy, y'all, because I could not find paper for the love of me. I would have done it with green paper. It just was not happening, and I'm gonna be okay with that. But we're gonna go over commas, because my kids are really struggling with commas. They're really struggling. Why did the light change so much? Did you guys see that? Anyways, I'm gonna be okay with it. They're really struggling with commas. They're really struggling with quotation marks. So we're going to go over some commas, and they have some areas for notes there. We're going to go over quotation marks. Well, then the beauty of it is that right after we review everything, the story that I've just presented them is right here, but it doesn't have any quotation marks. It doesn't have any commas. So the kids are going to have to go through, work in their group to be able to fill in the quotation marks and the commas. Once they have that checked, then they're allowed to start the first task. And so we have kind of like a little PowerPoint that will go off on there. And once they have that piece, we tell them that the first task that they have to do is be able to mine the stone. So they want to build a barricade. We have to be able to protect our village. We have to be able to protect our animals. So we need to build a barricade. And we tell them, okay, the way that we're gonna do this is we have to dig really deep for stone. And we're gonna dig really deep for sentence structure in this case. I literally found this. This is definitely not mine, but it is a My Sentence Structure sheet. So I'm gonna walk them through this portion, and then they have a page in here where they have to complete their very own sentences. Once they get that checked off and they're done, then they get to go and complete the first kind of task. So the way that we thought of this was, I wanted it to be like task, reward, task, reward, task, reward. So in this case, once they have completed the sentence structure, the reward is mining the stone, so they have to get their stone. So here's where they're going to go. In the very back of the room, they have these boxes. They're going to grab one of those boxes and they're going to get a paper and they're going to wrap their box. That's mining their stone. So now they have their stone. I definitely would have done other colors, but we did not have any other colors. So we're going to have to work with what we got. Once they mine their stone, then we present them with the next one. The next task is going to be protractors, because we have the PSSAs this week, which actually it's tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have math PSSAs, and the kids need just experience with using some of those math tools that are going to be that they will use on the PSSAs. So the next one that they have is going to be with using the protractor. This is one of the things that they have to do it with. Well, my partner teacher is amazing because she drew this little sheet where the kids have to find the angles. When they find the angles, they find the number back here, match it up with the number, and then it spells out a certain angle down here at the bottom. When they have that angle correct, I'm shuffling papers. When they have that angle correct, their reward for that is to be able to go find their angle for their butcher paper to place their stone on. So it's kind of like, in my head, I thought of it as like the cement to be able to attach the stones together to be able to build this wall. Once they have that, then they come to the very back of the room. In the very back of the room, there's a bunch of butcher sheets, which are actually the size of each of the squares of those boxes that are up there. They're gonna have to measure to find their angle that was on the code on their page. So they're going to measure their angle. Once they do that, the next activity has to do with rulers. So they're looking for the closest 1/4 of an inch. They're going to go through that activity. Once they get that correct, their next thing, so they're going to have their mine, which is their box, then they're going to have the cement, which is that paper, then they have to come and they're going to get a card. So the card is going to tell them what measurement to find. So there are animals in the front, which these are the animals that we're wanting to protect, and each animal has a little tag on them, so they're going to measure to find the animal that fits their card. When they do, they're going to put the point of their angle to that animal, and they're going to build their box there. So they're going to put their butcher paper down, they're going to put their angle point there, and they're going to build their box. We have 15 groups, so we have 5 different animals, and they're going to stack them 3 high. So once they figure out that, then they'll just, like, once they figure out which animal they have, they'll just stack it onto the next box if there's already a box there. So that's kind of building our barricade. Once we do that, then they're going to have calculators and looking to be able to use calculators for fractions and division and for decimals, that type of thing. Once they complete that activity, they're given the potion. So my partner has this thing. She wants them to complete this before they actually get their potions. So they want to use this. They're going to draw the buttons and draw the buttons that you push down below. They're going to have that. They're going to complete it. So once they have that, then they're going to actually get their potion, which these are all different color balls in there. They can find the fractions, they can find the decimals to each of the balls that are in here. So that's what they're going to get from that point. Once they have that, they have their potion ready to be able to defeat the Ender Dragon. We'll do a big presentation at the very end of it, and the kids will be able to throw the ping pong balls, which that's what's inside of those little packages, I'm sorry, but they're gonna get to throw the little ping pong balls, which is the potion, to the Ender Dragon to be able to defeat him at the very, very end of it. So that's kind of the full-blown day event. A lot of kind of instruction that's going to be happening in between it. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I'm really excited. I'm hoping that the kids are going to enjoy it. Overall, I'm really, really pleased with everything. I think it looks great. We have all of the little tasks inside of their folders today. So we have all of the little tasks inside of the folders today. Oops, some of this little person's stuff is upside down. I'm so sorry. It's gonna be fine. This is a fancy folder, look at that. So they're gonna have their folder here with their head over here. They'll be able to write their name on the folder so that we don't get them confused. So each group has just kind of a different color. We tried to like alternate them so that we knew which group was where. So that's kind of what we did. So all of the little assignments are already inside of the folder. The kids will have their protractors and all that other good stuff. But here's my room. We have like TNT, we have creepers, we have the blocks, and we were kind of disappointed in the very beginning because it almost looked like Mario. But we're gonna kind of do what it is. Like it's fine, it looks pretty good now. So we have these little blocks up here. We have again more TNT. We have a big hanging creeper from the ceiling. Those are the blocks that they will be folding. That's going to create the barricade, which is going to go on either side of the stage. So it looks good. I'm very pleased. I'm really excited. I hope the kids really enjoy this today. So I need to go around and fix a couple of the Steve heads because some of the Steve heads are kind of starting to pop off, which I kind of knew that that was going to happen. It was really hard to put some of these heads together. I'm not even going to lie. Everything is pretty much ready to go. I'm going to turn the music back on, get some pictures taken for the blog because I do want to complete a blog post of just like different transformations that I've done this year because I have not blogged at all. So I want to complete like a little blog post of just some of the different transformations that I've done. And like when I mean transformations, I also mean like small transformations, like not just the huge transformations that are like this, but also the smaller ones that are pretty simple, easy, quick, that you can incorporate into your classroom just to make it a little bit more fun and interesting, and it really increases some of that student engagement. So we'll see. So I wore my Steve color shirt. I'm gonna take this off, but then I have blue jeans. So we asked all the kids to be able to wear their blue shirts, like blue or turquoise-ish shirts to school today. We sent out messages to parents this weekend, sent a dojo reminder this morning. So hopefully everybody has that color shirt on. I'm about to go and check in a little bit. So y'all, I'm so excited. This is gonna be fun. I always get like a burst of energy right before these, and then I'm gonna go home and crash. Like it's just how I am. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit later. I can't really vlog and film the kids a lot. Maybe I can try to do some of the little tasks that they're doing throughout the day. It is what it is, y'all. I'm sorry, but I can't do it. So got my hands tied on that one. But I will try to film just a little bit of some of the tasks that the kids are doing so that so you guys can see how things are working, and I'll take tons of pictures as well. So hopefully I'll be able to put some of those in this vlog post as well. So wish me all the luck in the world, y'all. I'm gonna need it.
I know you're looking at that cave and you're feeling kind of brave. Go to bed, you'll be alright.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the third row.
Zombies wanna eat your brain. Don't mind that night. I know it's me you're gonna say. Make a bed, it's not too late. 3-1 and 3-1 you play. Don't mind that night. Many times I had to say, drop the pick and walk away. Hey, whoa, don't mind that night.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, Nice job.
I love you.
All right, so it's Minecraft Day. So you guys have been chosen. Say Minecraft! I do want to say that I like the structure of how I have the Minecraft Day set up more than what I do for the Pirate Day. The Pirate Day, it was kind of everybody was going at their own pace and they were kind of flying through things, so we never really knew where everyone was at. Instead, for this day, we have everybody going together, so it is very structured. Everybody's kind of moving along. As kids are finishing up and they're kind of getting the correct answer, then those kids are helping us being able to check other students. So this was a strategy that I got from the Ron Clark Academy, and what he was doing is he gave everybody a problem. So in this case, we're giving everybody like tasks, and as they complete the task, we will go and check them. If they get the task correct, then those students now become the checkers as well, and so they get to go around and check to see if other students are getting it correct. It gets them moving, it gets them talking, and it also gets them in the role of the teacher, which is really powerful and meaningful for them. So here's what we've done today so far. So this morning, like I told you, we had the storyline was given to them at the very beginning. We went over commas, we went over quotation marks, and the students had to go through and complete the story and fill in the commas and the quotation marks. So let me show you one. So they went in and they filled in the words And we had those, and they circled some things to kind of help themselves remember, and this was something that they could go back and refer to. Then we had different rules. They underlined, they kind of made arrows, and then this was their practice where they had to go through and find the quotation marks, the question marks, the commas, and place it in there. Now we've gone over sentences, and I used this little flip book, which has actually been phenomenal, and the kids have been really enjoying it. We went over some key terms, and then we went through and completed some of these. So we've gone over simple sentence, we've gone over compound sentence, we've gone over the complex sentence, and then we have the compound complex. And then this last assignment that they had to go and do was cut out and then place the sentences where they thought they needed to be. When students come back after they've had this checked, they're no longer going to be checkers. We're going to go ahead and start pushing them along. So then they have this where they have to come up with their own sentences and show how they can make that sentence a simple sentence, how they can make it a compound, and then how they can make it a complex. So once they're done with that, they'll grab a box, they'll grab their paper, and then they will wrap their box to mimic stone, right? So they're building a barricade over here, and they're gonna get that stone, so that's kind of the first step into it. Once they are done with that portion of it, my job is done with teaching. I hand it over to my partner teacher, and she kind of takes the reins for the remainder of the day. So it's gonna be with angles and rulers and protractors and calculators and all that good stuff, and that's where the tasks really start to get really interesting. Like I said, it's a little bit more math heavy focused than it is reading, so it's exciting. Okay, I am so sorry that I had to cut off a little bit short on that last little talk that I was having with you guys, but I had my principal come into my room, so I had to cut it short, and I couldn't remember where I was. So they completed all their reading tasks with digging with sentence structure and going a little bit deeper with sentence structure. Kind of giving some variety of sentence structures. So now they have, wow, that lighting like in this little area gets really, really bad. So now what they have done is they have actually been mining for their stone. So now I'm gonna let you guys take a peek. So we have some that are in brown, some that are actually in stone. I didn't have enough of the stone paper, so we just kind of made it work. So they have their boxes all wrapped up and ready to go. Some of our kids were not able to actually finish their assignment, but we have to kind of keep chugging along because they have to do math in the afternoon. So now we went on ahead and let everybody kind of wrap it up for the last 5 minutes. Let those friends who had not finished already to go ahead and start wrapping their boxes so that they're ready to go whenever they come back. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, hopefully rest my voice a little bit. My partner teacher is gonna be taking it over for the rest of the day. So I'm really excited. It's been a great day. The kids are enjoying it, which is I think by far the biggest deal for me. Okay, my battery's about to die. It is now the end of the day and my room is a crazy hot mess. It's time to start cleaning out because I have PSSAs tomorrow morning. So I need to get this needs to go. It is now the end of the day. Everybody is pretty much gone home and my room is semi back to normal. We still have boxes everywhere. Right now I don't know what to do with the boxes. I don't want to give the boxes away. I don't want to tear the boxes down only because we may end up using them. So I'm gonna wait because I think the announcement for who's gonna be moving where is gonna be on Wednesday. So I really quick wanted to just go over what we did in the very end of the day. So the 2 hours that I have at the very end of the day. It was pretty much math the entire time. So this is where the kids, the very first task that they had to do was with protractors. So they got the protractors lesson. they had an assignment that they had to complete with that, and the kids did a really great job with it, and we were very impressed with how well that they were doing with their protractors. We did have quite a few of them that were finishing early, so we just kind of had to improvise because they were not being very helpful towards the very end of the day. They were kind of almost done. They were just really done. So we had them sit down and they just kind of chillaxed while we were helping some of the other groups find their code to get their kind of their butcher paper that had their angle on it. Once that was done, we went on to the next lesson, which was rulers, and they did a really great job with rulers, and I'm very impressed because that lesson went 3 minutes. Like, it was 3 minutes for the task and for them to be able to put their box where it went. Now, it was a little chaotic. There were quite a few kids at the very front of the room, but overall they did a great job. The voice level was phenomenal. The very last thing that they had to do was calculators, and unfortunately the calculator lesson had to get cut short because we were running out of time. For some reason, we always have a tremendous amount of tasks for them to do and not enough time, but that's okay. So we improvised, and they only did 2 sheets, which ended up working out really well. And the very final thing that they got to do was be able to defeat the Ender Dragon. So they had a magic potion page, which the potion page just wanted them to figure out what were the keys that they have to hit in order to be able to get to find the fraction of 0.25. That was the magic potion that they needed. Once they filled that out, they got their little bag of ping pong balls, and they got to throw the ping pong balls. Yeah, they were so excited. They were screaming. They were having, oh my gosh, it was probably the best moment. They left so pumped up. I feel so bad for their parents because they were coming home wild. I'm very thankful because so many people came and helped me kind of tear down my room, which saved me a ton of time. So tomorrow's PSSA day. So I will get here early to hopefully try to clean up a little bit of my mess. And yes, what's good is that I don't have a meeting tomorrow morning. Or do I? Poop, I think I do. I think I do have a meeting. There's the aftermath. Good morning, everyone. On this very cloudy and it looks like almost rainy Tuesday morning for me, I hope that everyone is doing well. So I just got into my classroom. It's a little after 6:30 this morning, and I had to go and get breakfast for my kids because it's PSSA day today. So today we are starting the math PSSAs. It is 3 days versus 4 days for language arts. So that is kind of an upside, a good thing. However, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my kids on Friday. I hope I have something planned fun for them. I think, and I'm not really all the way sure, I think my partner teacher had science rotations planned for that day. We'll see. I think that's a great fun way to kind of end the week, especially after PSSAs, because y'all, they get kind of squirrely towards the end of it. They just can't contain themselves, and that's totally understandable. I realized what was missing in my room. My banners were missing. So those things right there, those things were missing in my room. I'm like, my room still looks really bare for some reason because those things were gone. The only problem is that this banner right here, I don't know where this tie went. It's gone. It's missing. I don't know where it went, and I feel like I've seen it. I saw it somewhere yesterday, or maybe the day before when we were putting things up, but now I just don't know where it's at. And I can't remember if I took that string or yarn or whatever we want to call it. I can't remember if we took that back home or if I have it here. Poop. Okay, well, I have 3 of them up, which is nice. They're probably not as great as what my husband would have done, because my husband typically is the one that puts those up for me. He's really good at that. I is not. I start to get very frustrated because I can't reach very high. Don't have much progress on my room getting back together, but I did get my board all set up. I don't want to walk over there, but just because it has like PSSA stuff. I'm not sure if I can show that or not. So right here is little PSSA things that I need to have written on my board. Gave them a little good morning, and then I wrote their schedules like right there. So I got all of that together, and then I also made sure that my pencils are sharpened. I have erasers. I have my booklet all open up. I think I'm pretty good. I'm not as nervous as what I was during the reading one. I'm just not. I only did 3 types of cereal because last time, y'all, like they ran through the Lucky Charms and the Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Fruit Loops. So I only got those 3 cereals this time versus getting like a bunch of like different variety. So that hopefully that'll work out. But I really want to be able to clean up some of that mess so that I don't feel as bad. Like my little area is just crazy hot mess. And again, it's just from yesterday, but whatever, it'll be fine. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday morning. It's hump day. So I'm in my classroom, and I remember when I had the first PSSAs, guys, and I was all like, I come in and I'm feeling stressed because of the tables. Okay, I'm back to feeling that stressed, but not because of the tables, because of this gigantic pile of boxes that I have in the back of my room. So they were all over the place this morning. Like I came in and of course they were like all here. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna shove them back there in the back. It's gonna be like a wall centerpiece for the time being. So they're there. They're all of my boxes. But it's better than having them on the counters because they were stressing me out on the counters. So I'm gonna make it work, because today we are supposed to be finding out where exactly we are moving, if we are moving. So that will be nice. And then once we do that, I'm gonna sit down with my 2 partners for next year, and we're gonna kind of figure out like where do we want to have certain things in certain rooms. And I'm gonna explain all of that. I promise, guys, I promise that I'm gonna explain all of this to you guys. So we want to figure out what are we gonna have in certain rooms so that we can start kind of identifying, oh, we're gonna put this in this room. And then we can start labeling some of those boxes and grouping things that need to go in certain rooms in those boxes. Does that make sense? Because we're still gonna have 3 rooms. There's 3 teachers, so there's 3 rooms. But we need to make sure that where we put things and how we organize them into boxes makes sense, so they're not scattered all over the place. So yeah, okay, so that's the plan. That's why I'm keeping all of these stinking boxes. And I know I keep telling you guys this, but I'm trying to tell myself this at the same time, because the boxes are stressing me out. Either way, today is day 2 for math PSSA. Tomorrow is day 3, which is the final day. I have a meeting at 8 o'clock because we have the science PSSAs next week, and I think it's on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So I have to go to that meeting this morning at 8 o'clock. We are giving our kids pancakes, so I brought my right there, my griddle. Is it a griddle? I don't know. I brought it so that I can make pancakes this morning. So we are making pancakes this morning. Our kids love pancakes. Plus it's relatively cheap, and it's not that hard. Like you can just kind of make them and just pile them up, and the kids can come get them as needed. We do need to start a little bit earlier than what we started last time, so that's something to take into consideration. I did get my area just a little bit more cleaned up. It's still probably chaotic, but at least it's not like how it was this past couple days. This stuff all needs to get put up, but I'm getting there. It's all gonna get there. I moved my pride sign. Remember that? It was over, sorry to make you dizzy, here. There was pride right there. I moved it over here. I think it looks cute. I don't know why I'm redecorating. I don't even know if I'm staying in this room. My kids never take their stuff home, or they always put it in the wrong box. I stuck my file cabinet in this little corner over here. Rather than having it right here. I may leave it there. I'm not really even sure. I mean, we have, get ready for this, 27 days left, and that includes teacher work day. Like 27 days left. How is this happening? I'm not ready. And then like you're starting to feel like that overwhelming sense of, holy moly, I have a ton of stuff that I need to get done. So I have cards that are due on Monday. I have to do DRAs. I have to do a writing assessment. All of that is due at the same time. Report cards are due at the exact same time. I have a field trip that I'm going on. We have field track day next Friday. There's a lot going on. Okay, pencils are sharpened. I have mints. Don't let me forget my mints. I have my mints, have my calculators, and I have my notebook for the PSSA for me to be able to read off of. Teacher journal, teacher manual, that's what it is, manual. I have my manual for the PSSA. So everything is ready to go. Everything is on my board. I have all the stuff for the pancakes over here. I'm gonna be going to my meeting, so I will catch up with you guys hopefully during my lunch break. Okay, so it is now my lunchtime. Actually, my lunchtime is almost over. I probably have like 6 or 7 minutes. I am getting in the worst mood ever with testing. I get very bored because we can't do anything, and all I'm doing is just watching these kids take a test. And then it's raining outside on top of that, so I just feel very bleh. Like I just am not motivated to do anything. So I'm really sorry. I had like complete and full intentions of doing so many other things. I have gotten my room cleaned up a little bit. I still need to clean up from pancakes this morning because I have a little bit of a mess over there, so I need to clean all that up. But a lot of the other things that I was gonna do never did get done. And I'm just very blah. So, I don't know. I don't really like the testing. I don't really like just watching my kids. It's not fun. Like, I really wish that there was just some other way of just figuring out how kids are doing, how are teachers doing. There needs to be another way. So if you have a genius plan that can hopefully get us out of this rut, you need to post that below, and maybe somebody somewhere down the lines will watch this video and say, oh, those poor teachers, they really shouldn't have to go through all of that. Let's think of a better way of doing this. And then it would all go away and it could all change and it would all help us so much. So we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna head to the bathroom before I go pick up my kids. And yet I need to figure out if it's decent enough outside. Nobody's been outside yet, so I don't know how decent it is out there to take them out. If so, I'm gonna take them out, I guess. I don't really know. Afternoon was pretty much shot. What we ended up doing is we ended up taking 2 of the classes, and we went over to my new partner teacher for next year. Combined partner teacher, my 3rd partner teacher for next year. I don't know, 2nd partner teacher, whatever you want to say it. We went over to her room and we combined our entire class. She kind of moved all her tables or desks off to the side, and we just wanted to get a feel for what it would be like to have 3 classes in one room together. So what is going to end up happening next year is that my room is going to be kind of like the home base room. Ideally, we want to always start and end the day together because we want to really build in that community, that family feeling. So what's going to happen is my room is going to be entirely cleared out, minus the fact that I will have the stage here. So there's not going to be any tables, any desks, nothing. And the kids are going to come in and meet inside of their houses. We're going to have 4 houses next year. So they're going to meet inside of their houses. They're going to be house leaders who are going to check for homework, who are also going to take attendance in their houses, and then they're going to report those things to us. So what we ended up deciding, and because we're doing this because we're pretty sure that I'm going to be staying in my room. So I won't be moving out of my room. The other 2 will be moving, but I will not be moving. So what we were thinking was that if we're gonna have a home base, this is gonna be the place where we're gonna keep all of our teacher resources. So here's what the plan is gonna be, and I need to start doing this now because they're wanting to move a lot of their things into my room that are going to be housed in this room so that they can start packing, because everything needs to be moved out on the last day of school so that they, well, at least packed. Everything needs to be packed and labeled by the last day of school so that they can start getting people to move and shift things. So it needs to be done within a month between all of the other kind of crazy stuff that I have to get done. Here's kind of the game plan, and I'm just gonna run you through, and this is kind of our thinking. And I use sticky notes to kind of label things, and I think I did this. If you saw my video from when I first came into my classroom, you remember me using sticky notes to kind of place things everywhere to figure out where things were gonna go so I don't forget. So here's what everything is going to be. On this side, right here, right now I have like my teacher kindergarten binders, and I have my 4th grade binders here that house like curriculum and just like activities, things that you can do, things that you can copy. These are teacher like resource book. So the plan is that we're going to use this entire space for teacher resource books, so that we can come in and kind of say, oh, this is, you know, when we're sitting down and we're planning, we can kind of pull from those things. Down here, I have like copy paper, colored paper, file folders, that kind of stuff. That's gonna all end up moving, and we're gonna house like teacher materials or teacher supplies. So like our cutters, our laminators, those type of things are gonna stay there. Here is going to be the read aloud, so we're going to stick all of our read aloud books in those two cabinets, and then in the bigger ones over there, we're going to use those for like poster boards and anchor charts and those types of things. So that's all this space. This big cabinet right here, right now I have it as like my monthly like bins, and we're going to continue using those monthly bins. I just need to clean out a lot of my kindergarten stuff, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of that. Even though I did just go through it, I have to like clear it out so that we can combine stuff, which is fine. So that's gonna happen. This cabinet in my room, this one is like a closet, so it has like a hanger. We're gonna leave that for like our personal things. And what we ended up deciding, let me see if I can show it to you. What we ended up deciding is that these cabinets or these shelves right here, we're gonna get like baskets or bins or something to that extent, put our names on them, and be able to like house our like bags and stuff. And so when I'm talking about bags, like I mean like our purses and things, just things that we want to put in there, and we'll leave the hangers to be able to house like jackets and things that we keep. So that's going to be kind of our personal materials that go in there. This will probably end up moving and going to a different room. These right here, because the kids won't actually be using these right now, this house like all the kids materials, so the kids put their belongings inside of it. But instead of that, we're actually going to put extra bulk supplies in here, because we have 2 sets of these into the rooms that we think that we're going to be going into, that we'll be able to put all the supplies in there. And then this one, we said office supplies. So this one, my read alouds are going to move. This one will have like file folders and copied colored paper and construction paper and that kind of stuff. So all of that will go inside of here and get organized in there. Over here, where I have like my library, these, we're gonna put the shelves back on these because I still have them. And then my kindergarten binders that I would like to keep so that I can reference them, just materials that I have, are gonna go there. I'm gonna put them in these these 4 shelves. So that's gonna be where that goes. On this side, I'm gonna cover this one back up, and then I just have to clear these out because it just doesn't have anything in it that is useful at all. But this is going to have all of my craft materials that is in that closet is going to go now in here. And the reason that we're taking things out of this like smaller closet over here is because we're going to use all 4 of these closets for students, like student backpacks. So the kids are going to be coming into my room like in the morning, and they are going to unpack into the 4 closets. We're going to just take down the shelves, and we're going to put like holes or hangers or hooks or something. We haven't quite figured that part out, but we're going to put those types of things in there so that they can hang their backpacks. So we'll have enough space for them to be able to put all of their materials within the 4 closets. So that closet that has like the games and the books that I use for like book club, those types of things, those are all going to get put into the other 2 rooms based on what it is. So I'll kind of go over that a little bit more, but that's kind of the game plan as far as where all that stuff is shuffled. I'm gonna keep this as kind of my little space, so this will be my area where I'm gonna just, you know, have my things. Now I just have to process everything and start figuring out how can I start shuffling things. My idea is that first I can start taking all that and cleaning that out because it doesn't have hardly anything that's useful inside of it, and then I can move those bins in there. Then my kindergarten binders, I can just slowly, maybe I'll just take them to storage. I'm not really sure yet. I haven't quite decided that just yet, but those things could end up going and getting moved because I don't even use them that often. I don't reference them that often. Maybe I'll just move them. Then we can start putting some of those materials, and I can start flip-flopping things into different closets. So that's kind of the game plan. We'll see how I feel tomorrow to see if I'm gonna start doing some of that move. But my head is killing me right now. Killing me. It's like right there. Like I just want to. Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday morning, and I am not even joking when I say this morning when I was getting ready, I sneezed at least 50 times. I am my sinuses are acting up really bad. So my head started hurting really bad yesterday. And I think I even said that in the vlog. But this morning my head was still hurting. Not as bad as what it was yesterday. It's always just a little bit more faint, but it's still bad. So my head was hurting this morning, but I took medicine. Hopefully it'll start to feel better. I don't know. Okay, so I just got in this morning, literally just got in. All I did was turn on my lights. And I need to unpack my bag. And the breakfast area is a hot mess, so I need to clean that up. So let me show you. My partner teacher was very nice, but I still have all this mess. So she like washed everything at least, but I need to clean up that. All right, so my kitchen is now clean, which looks so much better. Today we are offering either an orange or a banana to the kids, and then we have Go-Gurts, like the squeezable Go-Gurts for them for breakfast this morning. So super simple and easy, and I think I like that kind of breakfast. I like easy. Yesterday was messy pancake day. Although they were still good, it was messy. Now, the second thing that I really wanted to try to get done this morning is to take out all of my kindergarten binders. Sorry, I just like ran into something. But to take out all of my kindergarten binders, put them in a box so that I can take them to my storage unit. So I'm gonna unload maybe 1 or 2 of those boxes and then start piling some of those in there and hopefully be able to get those out before 8 o'clock, because I have a meeting at 8 in the morning and I have to go get my box. My binders took up 5 boxes and those are just my kindergarten binders. I still have so many other things that I feel like I need to clean out. So I'm gonna maybe take those, maybe not. I still have 30 minutes, which is really good. But I do need to tape them up, just kind of label them so that I know exactly what they are. And then I have some of like a few other things that I just need to get cleaned up. But I just emptied out 5 boxes. Oh my word, I have so much stuff. Okay, end of the day, and my class is a hot mess. So I have things everywhere, but everything has to start getting like finding a new home. So let me show you. In these drawers, I said that we were going to do our professional books, and this is kind of what we've gotten so far. Just me and my partner teacher have only put our books in here, but we're dividing it using those paint sticks that you can get for free at like Lowe's or Home Depot. So we have them kind of sectioned off, which is how we've been grouping them, so that's nice and cleaned up. But on the other hand, I have stuff here. Then this one is housing like our teacher things that we're going to keep. So we have a big cutter here, small cutter, laminator, and then pouches, and I think like 2 more laminators is going to have to fit in there. So we have those in there. We haven't quite figured out what we were going to do in there because we were putting read alouds in there, but there's not going to be enough space for read alouds because my books alone will cover both of these shelves, so that's not going to work. We're going to have to find a plan B. And then these are going to have binders, which some of them are already there. I just have to figure out what is it that I exactly want inside those shelves and what can I go ahead and just get rid of. So this stuff has to go over there. I don't quite know what to do because I don't know what to do with my read alouds now that the read alouds can't fit over there. We quite haven't figured that out yet, but I already have some of these in here. I do want to get something that just can organize that just a little bit better because it is a little bit crazy. Books are going to end up going somewhere else, and there's like empty bins and just all kinds of other stuff, so not really sure what's going to happen there yet. So I'm leaving it as is for today until I can figure out exactly what it is that we're going to do. So my room is back to normal for at least one day because tomorrow's Friday. We don't have PSSAs tomorrow, which is nice, but we have PSSAs Monday and Tuesday. So I did have the kids just go ahead and move the desks back just because it makes me feel a little bit better about my room since it's just so chaotic with desks being everywhere. So they moved the desks back to normal, which is nice. And then I just have a ton of stuff that I just got to start cleaning out. And I know it just sounds awful, but We literally have 20 something days, which is crazy. And in between there, my sister's getting married. In between there, we have field trip and track meet day and PSSAs and DRAs and writing assessments, report cards, move the pride. It's a lot that's going on right now. So stress level is getting high, and we have to start moving things because now my partner teachers have to move some of their things in here, which totally makes sense, so that they can start kind of packing and organizing everything that they need to organize. So I'm gonna leave the mess for today. I'm gonna deal with it tomorrow morning. Hopefully maybe I can come in with a new game plan, and then I'm just gonna go from there. So I'm heading home to make hamburgers, so I will talk to you guys in the morning. Good morning, everyone. It is Happy Friday. So that's a call and response, in case you guys were wondering why I say it all the time. Because on Fridays we say Happy Fry, and then everyone says yay, and they all do like a cheerleader pose with like their hands up in the air. They like it. It's fun. We like Fridays here. We love Fridays because, I don't know, Fridays are good days. We say we get to sleep in a little bit the next day, and we've made it the week. Like, we've done some really great things. We've had some really great accomplishments. So it's a day of celebrating some of our accomplishments that we've had for the week. So my room is still a stinking hot mess. Like, it is bad. I forgot how bad it was until I actually came in here. And I was just wondering, like literally as I was walking into my room, saying, how many of you actually have to totally like clean up your room, have everything packed up before the last day of school? Leave that comment down below, because I'm very, very curious. I did not realize that there were so many schools, especially like in the area that I work in, not specifically like my school district, but there are quite a few schools who the teachers have to move a lot, which I wasn't used to that, because we didn't have a ton of that in Alabama. Like, there were teachers who wanted to move, who had a choice. Like, they asked at the end of the year if they could go to a different grade level. But then there are quite a few schools around here that you don't get a choice. Like, they come up to you and they're just like, we need you here or else you don't have a job. So that kind of stuff, that's kind of crazy to me. So I haven't really experienced that myself, because I've been very fortunate to be in the district that I am in now, and the, you know, the county that I was in when I was in Alabama. So, oh well, c'est la vie. I don't even know what that means. So I need to hopefully get some of my stuff cleaned up. Today we are kind of having a normal day, I haven't decided if I want to go ahead and just do my full-blown groups, or if I just want to wait until Monday. Haven't quite decided that yet, but I did have another game plan, because I've been wanting to try out Blackout poetry with my kids. I felt like that's really, really cool, and I might just go ahead and have everything printed out, ready to go for them. I also have a Harry Potter book. That's like the one that I used for all of those like pages up there, the little pages that I used. I have a Harry Potter book that we can use for some of the Blackout poetry that might be really, really cool. I'm not too sure what I want to do yet, but that's kind of the plan. I'm either one, going to teach groups, or two, I'm going to do Blackout poetry, because we have to have, I'm having groups this morning, so the kids are not going to be flowing in and out freely, because my partner's student teacher is doing some science centers, and they're doing a geometric city, which sounds so much fun. I can't wait to teach math next year. Like, I am so excited about teaching math. I am so excited about teaching science and social studies. I miss it. I miss it a lot. So that's kind of the game plan. I'm gonna get some of this stuff cleaned up. It's good stuff, right? And then some of that stuff cleaned up, and then hopefully, hang on with me, and then maybe some of that stuff cleaned up. We'll see how it goes. I think I figured something out, guys. So I think I figured out what can I do in order to start switching some things around. So for the read alouds, I'm gonna put them in this back cube thing right there. Do you see it behind me? I'm gonna put it, well, it's not black, but it's like a dark brown, espresso, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna put it back there. That's where I'm gonna put my read alouds. So the data binders that I have back there that are keeping the students' work those, they're not really using them. I'm going to find somewhere else for them to go for right now, which I may end up putting them in one of the cabinets down there. And then as we need them, the kids can just go into the cabinet and grab them. But they don't really put a ton in it anymore now because we have a lot of it online, and it only keeps the work that they've been kind of showing off. It's like their portfolio inside of it. So those are going to end up probably going over here to make room for all of the read alouds here in this area. So that's kind of the plan. Let's see how it all works. Lunch break, and they had breakfast for lunch, which is probably like the best ever, and I'm so excited. I love breakfast for lunch. Anyways, I've already finished eating, and this morning has gone so fantastic. I have so enjoyed doing this lesson, and it is wonderful. So my kids are doing a blackout poetry today. This is kind of our free day. I had 3 options that I was gonna look at doing today, and I think I only told you guys 2 of them. So the first option was that I could do small groups, but if I did small groups, 1, it would be hard to kind of reel them back in after PSSAs. 2, we have PSSA next week, Monday and Tuesday, so it's like maybe I should just wait. The second option was the writing assessment. I think I'll wait on that. And then the last one was the blackout poetry. So I chose blackout poetry today, and I'm so glad that I did because the kids are doing a phenomenal job on them. And I'm very proud. Let me show you guys some that we've done. So here are some of the ones that they've done. Let me see. And then it says, a lunatic murderer is awake. He is a nightmare. That's kind of what it says on that one. And this is an old Harry Potter book. I told you guys that. So the paper that I used for this up here, that's all of that paper. I still have that book. So that's kind of what this is. Shock his Death Eater. At the wrong time, he is dedicated to magic, dark magic. He hated screaming by nightfall. Where did he take you? Over here. He was around here. They said they definitely around here. Wants to go home, thinks nothing persuade. Inspiration. Her focus swayed slightly. First the tremble, other people doing worse than me. The most secret, but down herself. Soberty. So they did a great job. Here's kind of what I did. So let me show you guys my process here. Woo! Sorry. Okay, so I used this, which is a Prezi that you can download for free. I will leave a link down below if you guys are curious about this. But I did find this little Prezi, and so we kind of went through it. Sorry, I can only go backwards now. But it's great because it kind of gives you an idea of how you go about it, gives you some examples of some, talks about what it is a little bit. So we went through this presentation. I did that first. Then the next thing I did was I took a blank one, and this one was mine. Mine says, within his dragging cloak, he vanished. Sternly, quietly, a wizard not normal, a dark wizard. So it kind of went along with Harry Potter, so that's why I drew a hat. So I took an example from the book and I put it up here. And I went through the steps that we kind of had to go through to make these. I came up with my anchor word, and then down here I kind of underlined as I read it. I was underlining words that I like, wrote all the words that I liked in order, and then I tried to come up with some type of a poem, adding in words that I would have to go in and find, or either like create letters to make words. And I wrote those down. Once I had that, I blocked them off, and then I started kind of coloring it in. So that's kind of what it looks like now. And then we took a black cardstock, and they just glued it right on top to add a little bit of dimension to it. overall, they did a really great job, and they're enjoying it, which is so nice. I'm so glad that they're enjoying it too. So we have writing right after this, and I'm just gonna let a lot of the kids who needed to finish this because this one group did not have time to finish. So I'm gonna give them the opportunity to be able to finish it, and then I'm gonna do the exact same thing with the afternoon group. I was able to clean out just a little bit, not a lot, so I need to kind of try to get some of that done. So I am going to try to do that now so that I can have space to be able to put some things in later. So I'm going to do that now. Hey guys, okay, I'm running super duper late. I need to be somewhere in about 10 minutes, so I have got to get going. I am so sorry that I was not able to show you guys more. We really just did our Blackout poetry this afternoon, and y'all, they were so cute because they were even like walking in the hallways, leaving, still talking about Blackout poetry. I'm so glad that they enjoyed it. But we found out our new room assignments, which is so super duper exciting. So we were in the room, we asked permission from the other teacher if we could just kind of scope it out. So that's kind of what we've been doing. So I may be able to show you like a drawing of some things that we were doing, because that's just kind of how my brain works, is that I have to draw to plan it out. So I might be able to show you that later on tonight. But other than that, I'm gonna leave because I gotta go. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit, hopefully.